Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school, children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today. So children, let's go to our lesson for today. So today we're going to learn a lesson in English for standard 4th, and the name of the lesson is In the World of Dictionaries. Now children, this lesson is not only interesting but it is also going to be very informative. You are going to learn a lot of things about the dictionary. Okay, so we are going to see what a dictionary is and what are the various uses of a dictionary, and we will also see why it is important for us to use a dictionary. So let us start by understanding why a dictionary is needed if you have to learn a new language. So let us look at some words now. Now see, look at this word, albeit, A-L-B-E-I-T, albeit. Now this is a word which is a little difficult, isn't it? Let us look at some more words. Look at this one, voracious. My goodness, such a big word, isn't it? V-O-R-A-C-I-O-U-S. Voracious. Saying the word is only so difficult. So understanding the meaning, of course, it will be very, very difficult. Look at this word now, dichotomy. Okay, it's a big word, dichotomy. See, there's one more word, partisan. Now remember children, it is not partition, it is partisan. This is a different word. Okay, partition means division, but this is a totally different word. There is one more word which I want to show you, and that is titular. So when you come across such words, what happens to you? How do you start feeling? You start feeling really confused, isn't it? And worried, because you do not know what these words mean. Now you are in the 4th standard, you will tell me, teacher, we do not have these kind of words in our textbook, but remember, when you read a magazine or when you look at a magazine, okay, sometimes you will come across these big words, isn't it? Now sometimes at home, when you are there, when your mummy tells you or when your father tells you that do not waste time watching TV all the time, so read something, and they give you a magazine to read. You look at the pictures and then you find such big words in the magazine, and then you get scared, isn't it? Or sometimes when you read a newspaper. Now you know, reading a newspaper is a very good habit, because you learn lots of new things, you learn lots of new words, and also you know what is happening in the world around you. Okay, you are up to date with the news, with general knowledge, etc. So reading the newspaper is a very good habit. But when you open a newspaper, sometimes you will see big words like the words we saw in the beginning of this lesson. Also children, we all watch news on TV, isn't it? So one way of learning English is watching news in English. But here also what will happen is you will come across such big words which these people who read the news say. Okay, so it doesn't matter if these big words do not appear in your textbook, but when you see other things like the newspaper, magazine, TV, etc., you come across these big words and then again you're confused. Now suppose you were in a classroom, okay, and your teacher is there in the classroom. So if you come across a difficult word, you can ask your teacher. For example, if you see this word circumvent, what will you do? You will ask your teacher, teacher, I do not know the meaning of this word. And your teacher will immediately look up in the dictionary, or she might also know the meaning, and she will tell you the meaning. But suppose your teacher is not there around you. Like for example, now we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic. We are not able to go to school. And when you want to talk to your teacher, you have to call her on the phone, or you have to send her a message on WhatsApp, isn't it? And suppose she is not available, and then you have a big word which you want to find the meaning of. What will you do? That is the time when you are supposed to look at a dictionary. And you know, in English, there are so many big words, children. English, there are thousands and thousands of words. And you cannot say that everyone knows all the words, or a single person can know all the words. It is very, very difficult, almost impossible for a person to know the meaning of all the words in the English language. Not only English language, in any language. That is where, when you have a confusion regarding the words, you refer to the dictionary. Okay, so you come across a big word, you open the dictionary and you check the meaning of that word in the dictionary, and then you will understand what the meaning is and you will be happy. Okay, and you will understand what the sentence wants to say, where this word is there. Okay, because if you do not understand a particular word, you will not understand the meaning of the entire sentence. So your problem is solved. So you see how important the dictionary is. So now let us see what our textbook has to talk about the dictionary. So in our textbook, they say that a dictionary, the word is a noun. Okay, because dictionary is a thing, isn't it? It's a book. So it is a noun, and it is a book in which words are listed in the alphabetical order. Alphabetical order means words which start with A, you will find it first. Then you will find words starting with B and then C and so on up to Z. So if you want to look a word up in a dictionary, you have to know with what letter the word will start. So you can go to that section and you can try and find out the meaning of that word. You look up a word in a dictionary to find out what it means and how to spell it also. So if you're not very sure about the spelling of a word, you can look up the spelling in the dictionary. So what are the things that a dictionary is, or how will you describe a dictionary? So according to our textbook, a dictionary is a noun and in which words are listed in alphabetical order from A to Z. And if you want to find out the meaning or spelling of a word, then you refer to a dictionary. See, there is one more meaning of dictionary which they have given you. So dictionary, in this they have also given you how the word dictionary is said or pronounced, or the pronunciation of the word dictionary. And they're also telling you that the plural, see here the arrow on the screen, so the plural of dictionary is dictionaries. Okay, so let us see what they have to say about a dictionary. So it is a book that gives a list of words in alphabetical order and also explains the meanings of these words in the same language or another language. For example, we have these bilingual dictionaries. Bilingual means two languages. So you will, if you want to find out the meaning of a particular word in Hindi, the word is in English, but you want to find out what that word has to be, means in Hindi. So what will you do is you will pick up a bilingual dictionary, English to Hindi dictionary, and then you will find out the meaning of the word. For example, geography. You know that there's a subject called geography, which you will learn very soon when you go to the higher classes. So you want to know what is geography called in Hindi. So you will pick up a bilingual dictionary. In that you will see that geography is called Bhugol in Hindi. Okay? And also it is a book that explains words which are used in a subject. Now see, there is an example or there is a description of dictionary in Marathi also. Let us read that also. So a dictionary means dictionaries शब्दांचे अर्थ, उच्चार, वापर याबद्दल माहिती देणारे पुस्तक, or it is also called as Shabdakosh or Kosh. Okay, so this is how we describe a dictionary in Marathi. Alright children, so this was the meaning of dictionary. Now let us try and see what are the uses or what are the features of a dictionary. So words in a dictionary are usually arranged in the alphabetical order. So now we all know that the letters of the alphabet are arranged in a sequence from A to Z. Alright, so in the dictionary also you will find letters with A appearing first. After that you will find letters with B, then letters starting with a C, D, and so on. Okay, so in a dictionary you will find words are usually arranged according to the first letter in alphabetical order. Alright, so this is one feature of the dictionary. Let's get a little bit of example about this. So arrange these entry words in alphabetical order. So how will these words appear in the dictionary? So let us read the words first. So you have C-A-T, cat. You have E-L-E-P-H-A-N-T, elephant. A-N-T, ant. D-O-G, dog. B-E-A-V-E-R, beaver. G-I-R-A-F-F-E, giraffe. So children, this is just in a random order. This is not in alphabetical order, okay? Because see, cat has come first, elephant has come next to the cat, then we have the ant. But suppose you have to arrange these words in a dictionary. Let's see how and which word will come first. So you will have ant first in the dictionary. Okay, why? Because ant starts with the A. After ant you will find beaver, B-E-A-V-E-R, because after A you have B in the alphabet. Then you will see the cat, C-A-T, cat, and then you will see the dog, then elephant, giraffe, and so on. You can pick up any number of examples and you can try and arrange them alphabetically. So this is how letters or words appear in the dictionary in the alphabetical order. Hope this idea is clear to you, and hope this idea will help you also when you try to look up a word in the dictionary. Let us move on and learn some more interesting facts about the dictionary. Now remember children, I told you in the beginning of the lesson that this lesson is not only going to be interesting, it's going to be very informative also for you. So you will learn you will get a lot of new information at the end of this lesson. You will learn the spellings also in the dictionary. For example, you know that the word is yummy. Okay, so you know it starts with Y. But then you're confused whether it is Y-A-M-M-Y or it is Y-U-M-M-Y or it is Y-U-M-M-I. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion. So what do? You open up the book and dictionary and then you go to Y and then you check whether there is Y-A-M-M-Y and then you go and find out whether there is Y-U-M-M-Y. And then you arrive at the correct spelling of yummy. Let's see one more word. Physics. So physics again is very confusing. So you might search in F first. Okay. And then when you don't find it in F, then you will have to go to P. So you will learn the spellings also of words in the dictionary. So dictionary not only puts words in alphabetical order, but the dictionary also teaches you the spellings of words. After this, let us see what else the dictionary tells us. So a dictionary tells us how a word is pronounced. Now pronounced means how a word is said. So see, this is how to say dictionary in British English. So see, how do you say dictionary? Dictionary. Okay, this is how you say the word. This is how the word sounds to you. So this is mentioned in the dictionary, okay? But now children, at 4th standard level, it is little difficult for you to read this, okay? These phonemic scripts are little difficult to read. Whenever you grow up little bit, you will be able to read it better. See one more word, Pacific. Pacific. See, how do you say it? Pacific. Pacific. All right, and then they have given you the meaning also. So dictionaries tell us how the words are pronounced. Now what are these lines, these symbols that I have underlined? These symbols are the symbols which teach us how to say a word. Okay, for example, see here, tenacity. There are some dictionaries which also talk to you. If you tell the dictionary to tell you what the word is, so it will also tell you how the word sounds. Okay, that kind of dictionary we will see later when we talk about online dictionaries, etc. So see this word tenacity. So see where meaning is. See here, it is written Tuhnasitte, tenacity. So this kind of symbol, where will you find in a dictionary? You will find it on your mobile, okay, or on your computer. So when you have a dictionary which is like this installed in your computer, you can make the dictionary speak also for you. The dictionary will also tell you the pronunciation of the word. But this kind of thing is difficult in a paper dictionary. It is very easy for you to learn the pronunciation of words if you have a dictionary on your mobile. Okay, so these kind of dictionaries are also available now which teach you how to pronounce a word. See, dictionaries also show us the different forms of the same word. Forms means singular, plural. Forms could also mean the tenses, etc. So let us look at some examples. For example, see, the dictionary will tell you that rose can also be roses. So when it is one rose, one single flower, you say rose. And when there is more than one rose, you will say roses. Okay, so this kind of information also you will get in the dictionary. See, this is the tense: go, going, went, gone. So go is the base form, going means in the continuous tense, went means past tense. Okay, so all these things also they will tell you in the dictionary. So different tenses of the same word also you will be able to see in the dictionary. Alright, so this is one more use or feature of the dictionary. Let us move on and let us see some more special points about our dictionary. So see, the dictionary tells us with the help of examples how a word is used also. So not only the word, the meaning, but also how the word is used in a sentence. For example, see the word program. This is the word. So of course here, look here, the pronunciation is given program. Okay, and then the dictionary tells you that the word program can be a noun or it could be a verb. Now noun means someone's name, name of a person, place, animal or thing, and verb means an action. So the word program can be someone's name also, or it could also mean an action. Okay, now see the meanings are given. So as a noun, what is the meaning? A set of related measures or activities. Okay, you need not go into it. I'm just trying to highlight that they have given you the word. The dictionary tells you the word, the type of word that it is, and also the meaning of the word. Okay, see one more meaning of the word program as a name or as a noun. See, as a verb, the meaning of program. Two meanings of program as a verb, as an action. Okay, and then also sentences. See here, a government program to rescue the ailing economy. So that is a sentence. where you have used the word program as a noun. And see, there are some other examples also. And here see how program is used as a verb or as an action word. So understood how important a dictionary is, children? So the dictionary tells us with the help of examples how a word is used in a sentence. Okay, so this is one more piece of information about the dictionary for you. Let's move on and let us see the next one now. So the dictionary points out the different meanings of words which have the same spelling. So there are some words, the spelling is same, but the meanings are different. So let us look at some examples of such words. For example, see, fly, F-L-Y, fly. This fly is an animal or it is an insect. The other fly is the action of flying. Okay, so one is a noun, the other is a verb. Look at the next one. You have scale. Scale means when you go to a doctor, the doctor makes you stand on this, isn't it, to check your weight. So it is a weighing scale. And the other scale is the thing which you have on the fish. If you bring fish from the market, you remove the scales. It is like the skin of the fish before you cook it. Okay, so see the different meanings of scale. So the dictionary will tell you the meaning of both the words. Then you have a ring. Okay, when the phone is ringing, that is called one ring. The other ring is a piece of jewelry or an ornament. Then you have bat, which is an animal, and then bat, which you use to play cricket or hockey. Then you have palm, which is a part of your body, and a palm tree. See? Then you have chest, means it is a kind of a box in which you store things. And then chest, which is part of your body. So see such different meanings of the same word. But don't worry, the dictionary will help you to find out the meaning of all these words. Then you have wave, means the action of waving. And then you have wave, like the wave in the sea. Then ruler means the scale, and ruler means the king. So can you see how the dictionary points out different meanings of words which have the same spelling? A dictionary also tells us the grammatical class to which a word belongs. I told you just now, na? Some words are names of people, things, animals, places, etc. They're called as nouns. Okay, so the dictionary will also tell you whether the word is a noun or whether it is a verb, etc. For example, when we saw the example of program, the word, the dictionary told us, isn't it, that the program could be a noun also and it could be a verb also. So see, all these words are names of certain people or names of certain things or animals. A rooster, hen, chicken, man, woman, doctor, bull, elephant, tigress, hippopotamus. All these belong to a particular word category of nouns. Okay, look at these. These are all action words. So walk, run, play, sleep, read, write, jump, ride, talk. These are all actions. So they are verbs. Okay, so the dictionary will tell you that all these words are nouns and all these words are verbs. So this information also you will get from the dictionary. All right, children, moving on. So why do we use a dictionary? Now we will not talk about big things. We will talk about things according to our class, standard 4th. So we use a dictionary to find the meanings of words, to find the correct spelling of words, to find out how to pronounce or say a word, and also to find out what part of speech a word is. That is, just now I told you, whether it is a noun or whether it is a verb or any other type of word also. You have adjective, adverb, you will learn it in the higher classes. Okay, so standard 4th, up to standard 4th, we can use a dictionary for all these activities. Let us move on now and let us talk about the types of dictionaries. So you have various types of dictionaries, children. Let us look at a few of them here now. So children's dictionaries, so dictionaries which are for us, that is for us children. Okay, children's dictionaries. Then you have pronouncing dictionaries. Dictionaries will help you to pronounce. Later you have encyclopedic dictionaries. Dictionaries which are encyclopedias. Now what are encyclopedias? Let us see when we go there. Then you have visual dictionaries. Okay, and finally you have dictionaries of synonyms. So see children, in the beginning of the lesson we talked about big words. So there are so many big words on this page, and all these words are from your textbook. Okay, so that is why you know how, now why it is important for you to use a dictionary, because you come across big words in your textbook also. Not only in the newspaper, not only on the TV channels, not only in magazines, but also sometimes in a textbook also we can come across such words. So let us look at the first one, children's dictionaries. So how are children's dictionaries? They're usually colorful. Okay, they have lots of pictures and they have meanings of the pictures. Okay, and you will also see that children's dictionaries, the language which is used is simple, and also children, the number of words is also less. Okay, you will not find thousands of words in the children's dictionary. Children's dictionary will usually show you words which are used by children, that is according to our level. Okay, children's dictionaries may also have word games and puzzles. So see, this is a puzzle. Okay, you have to locate the word. So children's dictionaries may also have these kind of word games and puzzles. So that was about the children's dictionary. Let us move on and let us look at the pronouncing dictionaries. So dictionaries which help you to pronounce or to say a word. See, how do you say a word in English? English pronunciation. See this word, good. So you say good. Alright, G-O-O-D. See, the pronunciation is also given there. Let us look at one more word. So you have patriot. So see, it is not patriot. Now according to the pronunciation it's patriot. P-A-T, patriot. Patriot. Then let's look at one more word. So you have work. So you don't say W-O-R-K, work. You say work. The O sound is little shortened here. It is work. Alright. So all these things you will learn in the dictionary, children. Remember all these things which I showed you now. The way you write a word. Even before this, in this lesson I showed you how words are written using symbols, isn't it? This is all part of this phonemic script. You will not learn about this today. I am just showing you this for your general knowledge. You will wonder from where these symbols are coming up. So these symbols are part of the phonemic script. Okay, in how to teach pronunciation, how to say a word, you learn because of the phonemic script. You will be learning this in the higher classes, and remember that I told you this when you were in standard 4th, that this is going to be very interesting. Later you will realize when you learn this. Okay, little difficult but very interesting. Let's move on and let us talk about encyclopedic dictionaries. So what is an encyclopedic dictionary? Encyclopedic dictionary means you will get a lot of information about that word. For example, see here, the word is a plant. So the dictionary will not only give you the meaning of plant, but it will also tell you many different things about plant, many different examples about plant, which you will not find in your ordinary dictionary. Ordinary dictionary, it will just give you the meaning. Okay, but in a encyclopedic dictionary, it will give you a lot of meaning, and it will give you a description along with pictures, etc. So see, this is plant in an encyclopedic dictionary. In an ordinary dictionary, plant will show you just the meaning. Okay, So this is the meaning of an encyclopedic dictionary. And encyclopedic dictionaries contain a lot of information. Not only the meaning of the word, but also a lot of other information about this particular word. Then you have visual dictionaries. Visual dictionaries are also for children. Okay, so see, this is a visual dictionary about everyday things. So you will see lots and lots of pictures. Very less things are written. Okay, description is less and the picture is more about the explanation. The picture will do the explanation here in a visual dictionary. See one more example. See, this is visual dictionary about everyday things and this is visual dictionary of the human body. Alright, let us see some examples of visual dictionary. So this is a very simple example of visual dictionary. For example, book. By looking at the word, you know what the meaning of book is. No one will explain that. Nothing is written that book means pages which are put together, etc., etc. They've just given you the picture of a book and you should know what it is. Then you have desk lamp, vocabulary, alarm clock, note, lamp, etc. So by looking at it, you will understand the meaning. Okay, there are no descriptions. You can even have a detailed explanation in a visual dictionary. See, parts of a duck. So you have eye, you have crown, ear, nostril, bill, breast, shank, foot. So many parts of the duck is highlighted and only the picture is given. Okay, so this is a visual dictionary. We also call it as a Pictionary sometimes, picture dictionary. Moving on, see, this is the example from your textbook or the meaning of visual dictionary in your textbook. Some dictionaries contain only visuals or pictures. They do not have to explain the meaning as the visuals speak for themselves. The visuals may be in the form of photographs, diagrams or hand-drawn pictures. They are all labeled. Labeled means the parts are highlighted to you. Okay, now very complicated things are also made simple sometimes because of these visual dictionaries or these Pictionaries. See, for example, there is a plant and look at the various parts of a plant: root, fruit, stem, flower, leaves, bud, etc. Okay, children, moving on. Let's see what is dictionaries of synonyms. Dictionaries of synonyms are also called as the thesaurus. So what does the thesaurus tell you? It gives you words with similar or related meaning. Words which are similar in meaning or related in meaning. It will give you synonyms also. So a dictionary which gives you synonyms, antonyms, etc. is called as a dictionaries of synonyms. It is also called as a thesaurus. You will also see antonyms. You will see guide words. Guide words means words which will help you to find the word that you want. Alright. Sometimes it provides sentence examples also, and it is useful when you want to write. That is when you want to write an essay or when you want to write a report, and if you want words, you do not want to repeat the same words again and again. That is a time that you refer to the dictionary of synonyms or the thesaurus. Then you have the latest kind of dictionaries, that is the online dictionaries. So see here, dictionary.com. That is when you go to the computer, when you go to Google, and when you want to search for words, you get an online dictionary. The dictionary on your phone, children, which we saw, it could be offline. That is, you could download the dictionary and keep it in your phone. Even when there is no network, you will be able to use it. But then with network, when you're using a dictionary, something, you want to find something online, you make use of these online dictionaries. Online dictionaries also have the same feature. So they will give you a word, they will give you meaning of the word. Okay, see, so here the word is Google, how the word is pronounced, okay, the meaning, and how the word is used in a sentence, etc. For example, see Google, Google. How do you say? You say Google. You don't say Google. All right. And then what does Google? See the meaning? Use an internet search engine. So it is an internet search engine. When you want to search something on the internet, then you use Google. And see, look at the example sentence. She spent the afternoon Googling aimlessly. Googling means just searching the net without any particular reason. So this is an online dictionary. So dictionaries nowadays, people use a lot of online dictionaries as well. Then you have this kind of online dictionaries also, where you can listen to the word. Okay, the dictionary will also say the word for you. So children, this was about the different types of dictionary. You also have dictionaries of archaic words. Archaic words means what? They show how a word was used hundreds of years ago. So there are some words which are not in use in English today. Okay, these words have become outdated. For example, here in India, or you can say generally, we used to send telegram to people, isn't it? Now the telegram has become outdated. Now you cannot send a telegram to anyone. Even landline phones, you will see many less people have landline phones. Most of us are using mobile phones. So in the same way, there are words which were used once upon a time, but now they are not used as much. So there are certain dictionaries which show you how the words were used hundreds of years ago. So these are called dictionary of archaic words. All right. So these are, children, the different types of dictionary. You can also have your own dictionary, my picture dictionary. So if you find a new word, you can collect a picture of that particular word and you can paste it on your book. So you have your own dictionary. See here. Okay. So you have your own dictionary also, where you make use of such pictures, or you make use of these kind of cards, flashcards, to keep your collection of words or your vocabulary. All right, children. So this was a different types of dictionaries that we saw. Remember, dictionaries are very important part of language learning. If you want to learn a language, you should always keep your dictionary handy. Whenever I take a lesson, I always tell you, children, that whenever you read a lesson, keep your dictionary ready with you, because when you come across a difficult word, you can always look it up in the dictionary and then you know the meaning of that word, and then your vocabulary increases. That is, your knowledge of words increase. Okay, children. So in today's lesson, we talked about what is a dictionary, we talked about the meaning of a dictionary, we talked about the various features or uses of a dictionary, we also talked about the various types of dictionary and why we should be making use of the dictionary. So children, wasn't that a wonderful video? And did you enjoy watching it? So if you want to watch more such videos in future, then please like this video and also subscribe to our channel, the MCGM Portal for Education, and also hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video here. Thank you so much for now. Let's meet again soon.